right, everyone, welcome to Treasure Valley Scout Reservation for our 97th summer season. Ryan, do you want to go to the next slide, please?
We're not seeing it. Okay.
So I want to say welcome to everybody. I want to welcome back all our units who are near and dear to our hearts. And I would like to welcome all our new units we are very excited to meet you this summer. We have a great season planned. My name is Kelly Stickney and I'm the camp director. Our group pretty much ended the summer season last year and started working on 2022 in September and October. So it's been a great time. We've had a great time planning and we're really excited for the summer season. The first thing I'd like to do is I would like to introduce you to our camp administration this summer. So we nearly have everybody returning. So program director is going to be Cam Ganong. Say hi.
Hello.
Next, we have our business manager, Ian Holohan.
Hey, everybody.
Next up, we have our operations commissioner is Ryan Stickney.
Hello.
Our program commissioner is Jack Wensky.
Hi, everybody.
Jack is our newest addition to our admin team this year. We have someone who is definitely not new to Treasure Valley. Our CIT director is Michael McQuaid.
Hello, everybody.
And finally, we have our ranger, Matt McLaughlin. See there, he's there. He's probably trying to get off mute.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
All right, there he is.
I'm in two Zoom meetings at once, so
Okay.
pardon me.
All right. All right, so I can't begin to tell you about this team. They are very dedicated to Treasure Valley and we're just really all excited for this season. Okay, Ryan, next slide, please. All right, so in the email that I sent you today to all the camp contacts, I dropped in the link to our 2022 program guide. And this is formally known as our leaders guide. And we changed the name to program guide because we also send it out to parents for their scouts that are going provisional. We want everybody to have access to the program and that way it just keeps it simpler. Last year was a great season despite COVID and weather and everything else. We managed a really successful season. And at the end of the season, we asked for everybody's feedback and we really took that into consideration in working on our 2022 program. We listened to what you said and we have made this program guide as comprehensive as possible. You know, we've really put a lot of time into it and we think that all the answers to your summer camp questions will be in this guide. And Ryan has dropped it in the chat for those of you that didn't get it in the email. And it's also located on our website. So you can go to our website anytime and get the link too. It's under the Scouts BSA Ventura program. So we're really excited for you to get this guide and we're pretty proud of it. Okay, Ryan, next slide. All right, so let's start at the basics for this year. So our early bird fee is $460, and that's if you get your payments in before May 1st. We definitely encourage you to get your payments in before that. After May 1st, if you're adding scouts, the payment goes up to $490, so it's a $30 increase. If you have crossovers and new scouts who are not ready to commit by May 1st, that's not a problem because we honor the early bird price for them no matter when. Even if they decide 3 weeks before camp they want to come, they'll still get that early bird price. So plenty of time to encourage them to come along with you. And the same goes for our provisional weeks. They are the same price, $460 before May 1st, goes up to $490 after. And that any scout looking to come back for additional weeks, which we would love for that to happen. We really want people to come back provisional. And so it stays at the regular price of $460 for additional weeks. So that pretty much covers the program fee. And I wanted to mention as we begin through this program, Everybody is free to, as Cam is saying right now, to drop your questions in the chat. You can send them in the general chat, or you can send them directly to Jack Wensky, and he's going to be collecting them. And at the end, he's going to be reading them off, and we will go through and we will cover all your questions for you. So, the second week, I wanted to tell you this is newly in. For additional scouts coming a second week, we are going to take $100 off their attendance, because we really, really want to see kids come back provisionally. So we hope that that's a pretty good incentive. And we know it's not, we know it costs money to send your kids to camp, so we're doing what we can to get them back. So, okay, how about the next slide, Ryan? All right, adults in camp. You know, we couldn't do our program without our adult leadership. We count on you to help guide your children along with us so we can have a great time at camp. Every unit gets 2 free adult units, regardless of the unit size. And if you would like to register additional units, they are $150. And I'm going to explain how to submit registrations and payments and all that later on in the presentation. If you have visitors coming into camp and they would like to stop in when they check in, and they would like to stay for a meal, they can pay the $9 and they can stay for lunch or dinner. So any a la carte meals for extra adults or anyone coming into camp, you can pay right there at the camp office. Okay, Brian, next slide. Oh, wait, sorry, before you go to the next slide. As you can see, the free adults go up with the size of the number of scouts that you're bringing. So the more you bring, the more scouts you have, you get more free leadership. Okay, Brian, go ahead. All right, so all of you are registered for camp and you know that the dates that you're coming. I wanted to mention these dates and the extra programs. You'll see in parentheses next to it, we have some extra specialty weeks going on. So if you do have scouts that want to come back for a Provo week, you can encourage them to attend one of our STEM weeks. We have a mountain biking program that's we're bringing back this year for kids that really want to learn the ins and outs of Treasure Valley. So that's great for them. And they'll get to be with cyclists who mountain biking experts, and they'll get to spend lots of time with them at camp. And then finally, our week 5 is our Eagle Week, and we have Troop 161 is gracious enough to donate their leaders, and they teach extra merit badges, Eagle required merit badges, along with Life to Eagle transition information. So 3 great programs. If you want to send your scouts back Provo, that's where you can go. And we already have our pre-camp meeting set. So if last year they were all virtual due to COVID, but I think in the end it's very convenient. Everyone's busy, not everybody is close to the camp. So we are going to have them on Mondays 2 weeks before your check-in day. So whatever week you're attending, that will be your pre-camp meeting. They're all on Mondays with the exception of July 5th, because we want to give you July 4th off. So it'll be Tuesday night that week. We don't want to interrupt your fireworks with a pre-camp meeting. So, right, so that's what we have for our weeks right now, Ryan. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our accommodations. For our units that know us, they know what to expect. But a lot of you haven't been out to Treasure Valley, and we want to make sure that we kind of give you a sense of what's going on. We have 11 campsites, and we are assigning everyone to their campsites to say, according to size. And we will be letting you know your campsites in advance so you can plan for that. But every campsite has tent platforms where our canvas tents, we get those up every year. It's no small feat. The ranger crew and volunteers get those things erected. And every campsite has, as you can see, a hard roof shelter. It's on the upper right-hand side. And there's picnic tables under there. If your scouts bring snacks, there's bear boxes. So it's really a great addition to the campsite. It keeps you dry during the rain. It's great during thunderstorms, but it's just a really great asset to have to the site. They are powered with solar lights, so they go on automatically, and you can keep them going as long as you want throughout the evening. A lot of scouts love to play cards and games, and they can keep it going long after the sun goes down. So it's really great. If you look to the left-hand upper picture, that's every site has a latrine, and we have composting toilets in there. There's 2 of them per latrine. And you see on the outside, there's an outside sink. So all your facilities are right there in the site. And we get a lot of questions about what the kids are going to sleep on, cots. So we added a picture. So we have these are our cots, and they're to a tent. And you're required to bring your own bug netting, you know, everything that you want to set that up with. And again, details to all of this are all in the leader's guide if you want more information, but this is just a little sneak peek for units that aren't familiar with our camp. So these are our lovely accommodations. Okay, Ryan? All right, so new this year. So I have the pleasure and honor of introducing you to our brand new program director. His name is Cameron Ganong. He is a veteran camp staff. This will be his 6th season on camp staff. It would be 7 had we had COVID-20, had we 2020. So at this moment, I'm going to turn it over to Cam.
Thank you, Kelly. Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Ganong, and I am honored to be serving as the 2022 Program Director this summer. I'm so excited to announce that the majority of our 2021 staff is actually returning this summer, and they will be providing an outstanding program focused with the theme of Survivor. The administration team is essentially the same as last year, as we mentioned, with the new addition of Jack Wensky as the program commissioner. And I just now like to ask Jack to talk about our dedicated staff team.
Yes, hi everybody. As stated, my name is Jack Wensky. I am the program commissioner this year, and this is my 2nd year on staff. So our staff, Treasure Valley is home to a team who work tirelessly year-round to provide the best camp experience possible. Each winter, we look ahead to ensure that we are building the best possible summer camp program for you to enjoy. We strive to produce the most rewarding experience possible for every scout and scouter who comes through our beloved camp. We pride ourselves in our friendly, personable, and accommodating staff who are well-trained, organized, and experienced. We want to make sure your camp experience is the best week of your lives that you can look back upon and cherish forever. From registration to the very last campfire, we aim to provide you with a fulfilling camp experience to reminisce upon for years to come.
Thank you, Jack. Ryan, if you could go to the next slide. So here we have a sample of the daily schedule for the summer. Some of the key changes that I'd like to highlight include the addition of built-in 10-minute transition times between blocks. We realized last year that there was a lot of running around and not enough movement time, so we did incorporate that this year. Also, we have added a period after lunch for unit development. This is in place of adventure blocks from years past. During this period, scouts will be encouraged to return to their campsites to spend quality time with their units. SPLs and unit leaders will be, they will have the option to collaborate with area directors if they wish to bring their unit to an area during that period. So this could be talking to the waterfront director to bring the unit for a free swim. So during that period, it will be in the hands of the unit to provide for and have that quality time with these scouts. And program will end each night after the late night program and activities which vary day by day and which I'll touch upon later. Ryan, if you could go to the next slide, please. So what is new in 2022? So a few of our new program aspects for 2022 include cowboy action shooting, an expanded archery program, and even some new merit badges that we are so excited to be offering at Treasure Valley, which can be seen right there. So for 3D archery, that is a brand new addition to our shooting sports area where scouts that are 12 and older will be able to shoot at 3D targets during evening program. And Kelly, could you just talk about the cowboy action shooting?
Yes, I can. So cowboy action shooting, we're in our final plans to make that happen this summer. Cowboy action shooting is a BSA approved program. And it's kind of a fun and exciting program. Scouts get to use rifles and shotguns, and they get to shoot at targets, ringers, metal targets. It's a really cool shooting sports program, and it's going to be offered in the evening. The instructors are focused on safety as well as fun. So in the evening, every single person shooting has to be 14 and over. And there's going to be a special waiver that's signed for that as well. But there's going to be one-on-one supervision, and it's just going to be a really fun program.
Thank you, Kelly. Ryan, if you could go to the next slide, please. So along with our regularly scheduled program, I also wanted to highlight a few of our key features that make Treasure Valley distinctly unique. So the Jabberguzzle and the War Canoe races go hand in hand. After a full week of fun, adventure, and achievement, the entire camp will gather on Boonsville for the end of the week celebration, which is the Jabberguzzle. This event will be concluded with the War Canoe races, where each and every unit will be able to participate in this unique tradition, which dates back to the 1940s. And teams of up to 11 scouts will be able to participate in this quarter-mile race through Browning Pond using these Old Town wooden war canoes. And we're excited because these war canoes have been refurbished, or at least some of them have been refurbished. The other ones will be soon. So we are very excited for that. Our brand new completed basketball court. So if you came last summer, you would have seen that we did have the basketball court, but we have added new additions to that. So our sports area will be hosting basketball tournaments throughout the week, which all of you and your scouts will be invited to join. Our Treasure Valley farm is ever growing. This year we'll have cows and chickens, and we might even see a couple new surprises there. Animal meet and greets, as well as morning yoga, will be occurring at the Econ farm up there. And those are just some of the few opportunities that scouts will have to get up close and personal with those farm animals. Our swamp romp, scouts and scout leaders will have the opportunity to tap into their wild side and live by the motto, a scout is clean but not afraid to get dirty. So this is the tour that our ecology area will take scouts through, sort of giving them a different look at our camp, and a different on the side of the pond where not many traverse. And of course, the tour will end at the waterfront and the shower house so that these scouts aren't getting back to your campsites too dirty. Each morning, there will be sunrise programs, whether this be the Polar Bear Plunge, the new Rise and Rappel at Cope, or the Scoutmaster Breakfast at Scoutcraft. But that is for scouts and scouters who really just want to kick off their day bright and early and get right into the action. And we do have our post-evening programs. So following the normal scheduled evening program, we have our late night activities. So this varies from patrol feud, fellowship fires, and even an open mic night. Ryan, if you could go to the next slide, please.
All right, so it's my turn to talk. So
last year, one of our bigger problems, or that we saw as an admin team, was that when scouts or just anyone in general was trying to find information on where to go or what where their merit badge was located, and there wasn't someone around, it was difficult for them to find it. So this year we have been we decided to make like a kind of a fake app, but it works with websites. We can update it in real time, and it's free, so we don't have to pay for it. But so basically, if everyone can take out their phone, you can scan the QR code on the screen here. Once you do that, it should bring you to this screen. So basically, this screen will always pop up, but you can add this link to your home screen on your phone, so you can always have it. And when you click continue, this is kind of like our little mini app that brings you everything. So accessible with the scan, you can view the Acorn newsletter, the camp map, the 2022 program guide, weekly schedule, the merit badge schedule, remind messaging system information, so you can join that. Once our online training post is up, that link will be accessible. And since we have a photographer, our communications coordinator will be doing weekly photos. So we'll be uploading to a Google Drive per week, and you guys can download your photos there. And yeah, keep them as a keepsake. But yeah, this app is just to basically make communication more accessible, and you can scan it everywhere. We're going to be planning on putting these QR codes all around camp. So whenever you're confused or where you're at, or you need to find an answer to something and a staff member is not around to answer that question, you just scan this and you'll be able to solve it. So that's all I have. And also new features and stuff will be coming out to make your experience a lot more smoother and better. So
Thank you, Ryan. I'm really happy to see this. Ryan came up with this on his own. We really hope that it makes everyone's life easier, especially when you're looking for a merit badge. So we're kind of excited about this. So, all right, next we're going to talk about our trading post, the all-important trading post, one of very exciting areas in camp. So I'm going to turn it over to our business manager, Ian Holohan, and he's going to talk to you about it.
Thank you, Kelly. So as Ryan already touched upon, we're going to have some online trading post accessibility this year. If you look to the right on the screen, you can see the summer shirt that was provided through Class B. The rep I'm working with at Class B is going to have a website up and running very soon. So troops and individual scouts and families can order these shirts before camp and have them shipped directly to your house. Or if you want to do an order with the troop, you can have it directly shipped to your charter organization or scout leader's house, wherever. So I'm really excited about this. We already have a staff website up and running. I'm pretty impressed by it. So I think everyone's going to be really pleased to do that this year. We also have gift cards returning for the trading post for our returning troops. You can remember from 2019 that we had gift cards at the trading post. I think they're a great idea, great way for scouts who run out of money or can't be trusted to not lose their money. They can have their trading post gift card, and those will be set up through Square. In terms of merchandise this year, we're gonna have Yowies again. I'm not sure what color we're thinking about, but it's definitely gonna be different. And I think it's very on brand for Survivor, as I think they're pretty popular on the show. We'll also have some new knickknacks and stuff. And for our returning troops, a little bit about the post at Treasure Valley. We sell all kinds of swag and merchandise like any other scout store or trading post. We also got slushie machines, soda machine, plenty of snacks and stuff like that. So I think everyone would be very impressed by the trading post. and I hope to make it even better this year. And that's pretty much all I got for now. Can move on to the next slide.
Thank you, Ian. And I also want to mention too, there'll be other items on the store for you. And any total over $50, it'll be shipped for free. Is that correct, Ian? Yes. So right to your doorstep, no shipping, easy. Can't wait for you guys to see that. All right, next up, we have the Counselor and Training Program. I would like to introduce you to Michael McQuaid. He is our CIT Director, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about the program.
Hello, everybody. My name's Mike McQuaid. I'm the CIT Director, as Kelly said. One of the pillars of a great Scout camp is a great Scout camp staff. And we are upping our game at Treasure Valley in terms of our CIT program. The program is for 14 and 15-year-old Scouts or Venturers. It is a 2-week program. The first week is a very structured week of formal instruction and observation in all of the various camp areas. The second week, the CIT is assigned to 1 or possibly 2 areas in camp where they will work directly with campers under the supervision of camp staff. Even if the Scout or Venturer ultimately does not decide to apply for camp staff, I feel it would be a great experience for them as a part of their scouting journey. And I'm really looking forward to being involved in this program once again.
All right, thank you, Mike. Remember, leaders, encourage your Scouts to sign up for our program. It's a great time, and they're going to get a lot out of it. I can't stress that enough. And we're always on the lookout for future camp staff. Okay, next slide. All right, now we're coming to everybody's favorite portion of getting ready for summer camp. So I am a camp leader myself, and I know the daunting task of getting all your health forms collected. We know it's not easy, and we appreciate the struggle. So we're going to go over a few things, about the camp form. So the health form in MedCheck is one of the most, it's the most tedious part of the check-in, and we would really like to make that super streamlined this year. If you could help us make the goal of having all your health forms turned in by the virtual pre-camp leader meeting, it would really be a game changer. We thank everyone who submitted them early last year, and we hope to have everybody on board getting them in as early as possible. So the health forms are valid till the end of the 12th calendar month. So if your Scout had his physical last May, on May 5th, it will be good to the following year till the end, the last day in May. So you get the extra month out of it. It's really important that, and I need to stress this to everybody, in the past, we have accepted physical forms, the physical to be attached to the med form. It's nice and early. We're 5 months ahead of time. We really need to encourage, we really want everybody to have Part C filled out by a physician. And if they've already had their physical, you could just submit it to your doctor's office and they will fill it out for you. So it's definitely, if they've already had the physical, it's not too late. So we really need that Part C to be filled out by the healthcare provider. So the immunization exemption process, we will take that into account, but all the Scouts have to be up on their immunizations unless there's special circumstances in which you can contact me and we can take note of all that. Treasure Valley has a couple of extra forms. We have a Part D, which is the authorization to administer medication. And so these are all extra forms that all needs to be filled out. Right now on the Treasure Valley website, we have one that has all the forms on it, and Ryan's going to drop it into the chat right now. So everybody has that. So that will have all the parts that you need to fill it out. If you need a physical and for some chance your parent can't get your Scout in to see the doctor, They have plenty of options now. All the pharmacies have clinics for the most part, and they're all offering camp physicals. So that's a great alternative if you can't get into see your pediatrician. But this is the time. It's going to be March tomorrow. Start encouraging all those med forms and get that process going. So some of the things, so during check-in, you know, we were missing some signatures, the over-the-counter signatures. Everyone attaching the complete immunization record, we definitely need that. And tetanus definitely has to be up to date in order to attend camp. So it's really important. We want to, by getting these forms in 2 weeks ahead of time, we're going to have a team of volunteers that is going to comb through them and see what's missing. So you're already going to know, and hopefully we can get what you need before you arrive to camp. And so that way, when your group comes, your health forms are all checked, and you should just be able to hand over the medication. It'll be very quick and easy. We want to make it as painless and smooth as possible. So that's what I have to say about that. All right, so next slide, Ryan, please. All right, next we want to talk about camperships. So our campership, so, you know, our price of camp, you know, is $460, you know, and sometimes families need help. So we want to encourage everybody. If you need help, we don't offer a sibling discount, but we have the campership application. We encourage you to apply early. It's open now. It's available on the website. Brian's going to drop the link right to that campership form into the chat. And I just want to tell you, all these links we're dropping in are also in the leader's guide. That'll take you to where you want to go. So that's all in there as well. But encourage your campers to submit this early. The goal is to have it be submitted by April 1. And we would like to have the campership awards ready by mid-April, so we can notify the unit leaders and the parents as to what, you know, what they're going to get. So, all right. Oh, and one more thing about that, the unit leaders will get contacted. So we notify both the unit leaders and the parents. Okay, next slide. All right, here we go. So what could be more important than the food other than a safe operating camp? So we are very pleased to introduce our new kitchen manager. His name is Gary Hazard, and he is going to come all the way up from the great state of Pennsylvania to join us. And he is no stranger to scouting, as well as being a former kitchen manager at his other camps. He is an all-around scouter. He does everything. He's done everything, and he knows what he's doing. So without further ado, I'm going to let Gary take it away.
Gary, you're muted.
Oh, no, we can't hear him. Gary, can you hear us? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. All right, you know what? Let's move on to the next slide. Gary, hang up, log back on, okay? And I'll see when you pop up. Let me know when you pop up. All right, thank you. Okay. All right, so while Gary's getting relogged on so we can hear him, we're gonna talk about so getting to camp. So you've picked Treasure Valley. We're excited to have you. You're excited to come. We wanna make registration and getting you to camp as easy as possible. So in our camp registration system, it allows us to put in one camp coordinator. And I know that's not enough. I know everybody has extra people that they want, you know, to be included on all our emails. So it's great if we have one unit contact who will get everything and forward it to everybody. But if you have people that you want to be on the email list, you can email them to me. Some of you already have, and I will add them to a separate list. And when I send out group emails, they'll sure to be on it. Because I know a lot of units like to be notified, different people, so everyone knows what's going on. So just send me a quick email if you want to add or change who the camp coordinator is. Okay, so we're going to talk about payments for camp. So provisional scouts will go on and register through our commerce system. So they're going to be registering like they would for any other event. And in the case of something happens to the scout unexpectedly, a death in the family, they can't attend camp, I can go right in and I can refund their money online right there. But so the unit pays for summer camp together, and we would really appreciate the form of a check, big check payment at the end. So individual families should pay you, the troop, and that way, if something happens and we need to do a refund, the troop refund, it will go back to the troop, and then the troop can reimburse the family. So that's kind of how a little difference between provisionals and the troops. In the back of the leader's guide, it's really, really important. I can't stress this enough. If you could print off that financial submission form, it keeps track of everything. So say your unit is ready to register by May 1st, and they've got 12 scouts, 3 leaders, you have everything over there, the payment, you've got your check ready. I'm going to take that form and I'm going to update Camp Manager. Now, if you have to come in and you want to add more scouts, please, I'd like a new form. So don't include anybody from the past, just put everything new. So if you're going to submit a second form with new scouts and leaders, just give me a clean, brand new form. That way I don't have to backtrack. I'll know that it's new and we're just going to add it in. So that's really going to help, a lot. It's going to help Ian and myself to keep track of everything. So, all right, Ryan, go ahead. Register some more tips for registration. We talked about health forms. So Treasure Valley is unique where we have our council office located right on the property. It's the first building you come in. Anybody dropping off or mailing health forms, please send them to the council service center and put them to my attention. That way you don't have to worry about the building to drop them off in camp. You can just bring them right in, say these are for Kelly, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so you're going to be very excited about this. So we have a new way to submit your roster and merit badge signups this year. It's going to be extremely easy. We've created a Google form, and the link is in the leader's guide. And when you click on that Google form, it's going to ask you to make a copy of the form. So you can make your copy and you can work on that as long as you want. So we need as close to your final numbers as you can prior to your 2 weeks, because we have to make sure we buy food and we know exactly who's coming into camp. So, so by your 2 week, our pre-leaders meeting, you should pretty much know who it is. Now, if in between that time you lose a scout, you add a scout, you change leaders, you can totally update that form. So you really want to kind of finish it. And if there's any changes, you can just submit it to us, by email, right up until the night before, because we know things happen. We know scouts get sick. We know parents get called into work. So you will be able to edit that all the way to the end. So we're really happy, and we think you're going to find it very easy to use. Okay, next slide. All right, so you know what, before we get to this, do we have Gary? Is Gary back on?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
It's a good thing I'm not a tech guy and I'm just a cook.
Well, great. All right, so you can go ahead, give us your spiel.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody at Treasure Valley doing? I am Gary. I'm your new camp cook. Right now, if there's a lot of echo, I'm at a troop meeting. I'm a scoutmaster for a local troop. So tonight is our troop meeting, and the boys just left the room to kind of give me a little peace and quiet. So I do wear a lot of hats, but I tell you that my most favorite role has always been to feed people and to cook. So for 10 years, I was the dining hall steward and kitchen manager for Camp Senequippy. It's a 550-acre camp in south central Pennsylvania. And I normally cook about 44,000 meals in 8 weeks. If you count seconds, which I do, it's 68,000 meals. So I hope by this point I've made it a easy thing to do, and I hope to bring that to Treasure Valley. Does anybody have any questions for me?
We're going to open up questions for Gary now. We're going to take a few questions because he's going to log off right after he talks. But if anyone thinks of anything else, we can get the answer for you. So does anyone have any questions for Gary at the moment?
What's your favorite?
Yeah,
food?
when do we need to submit like our allergy list to the kitchen? The same 2 weeks before or before that?
2 weeks. 2 weeks before is always a good idea, and that gives plenty of time for us to take care of those needs. Absolutely.
Yep, in the med forms and during our check-in, all the kids will head to the kitchen and check in with Gary with their allergies and dietary restrictions. Gary, do you want to?
And I've always tried to do. I've tried to do my best. You know, there's always that few times that something happened and we didn't come through 100%, but 95% of the time we take care of the special needs.
So Gary, do you want to talk about how we're going to serve the meals this summer?
Yeah, I have already been up to your beautiful camp, took a walk around. In fact, starting in March, April, May, and June, before camp is in session, I'm coming up to do some preliminary. I really like to be prepared. So I'm going to do a once over on the kitchen and that kind of thing. We are going to try something different at Treasure Valley. Instead of all the food being taken out to the macadam and being served out there, we are going to serve out of your beautiful dining hall and use that facility, and then you can take your food out to the tent, the overhang, and eat out there.
Yes, we're going to streamline our meal service this year.
Yes.
And Gary is working on finalizing the camp menus. As soon as he has that, I will make it available to you. So if new things come up, I'm not going to add them into the program guide, but you will get them as more of like an addendum, like an update. So that's.
And I will say, in any camp setting, my part of my job, I had to wear several different hats. So I took care of the kitchen, but then I had a program in the dining hall to put on and to oversee. And we only had about 55 minutes from the time that the boots hit the door to the time that seconds were called, and then we, cleaned up and you guys were out. So in your heaviest meal, in your biggest meal, imagine what that meal is. Probably that turkey Thanksgiving kind of meal that you had. It should only take 15 minutes total to get everybody through line, serve everybody, get them sat down, and then go through the process of seconds if it's possible.
All right. So yeah, so it's going to be an exciting new things happening in the dining area. And again, if put your questions, in the chat, even though Gary has to log off, if I can't answer them or Cam, we will get those answered for you. And again, we have great importance on dietary restrictions and allergies.
Yes.
So we will be very certain that everybody is fed well, despite what their dietary needs are.
Oh, absolutely. And if you think your question is too little or too insignificant, don't think that. Ask the question. I'd rather the question be asked. I'd be happy to answer any questions that come across. I can't wait to meet everybody. I've had a great, Mike was great, Cam was great, Kelly was great. Mark Barbonitz, you can call him a former boss of mine, so I know Mark already. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a great summer.
And Gary, there are a couple of questions in the chat for you.
Sure.
Will there be breakfast cake each day?
We'll say that one more time. Will there be breakfast what?
Breakfast cake, breakfast bread each day. That's one of the questions.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I hope to have bagels and pound cake and that kind of thing for breakfast. I'm a big breakfast guy. I love breakfast.
Thank you.
I hope you guys like sausage gravy. That's a Pennsylvania thing, but anyway.
There was also, can we cook inside? That may be a code.
I'm gonna take that one. That's a big no on the state of Massachusetts. So that's nothing that we can work around. There's no cooking in sight.
And see, that's so different than what we're used to, because in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you can cook. If you want to come up and cook every night in your campsite in Pennsylvania, you can do that.
Yep, unfortunately.
It's just one of those things.
Yep, the great state of Massachusetts says no for youth camp, so unfortunately, no.
And there was one more question. Gary, where is your troop going to camp?
Say it one more time.
Where is your troop going to camp?
Good question. My troop, because I'm going to be MIA for 5 weeks, as Scoutmaster, I have to get them the camp experience. So they are going to go through from June the 16th to the 21st. They're going to go through Camp Gary. We are doing our own camp. We're putting on our own program, and we're going to tailor it to the boys in the troop.
All right.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
All right, so Gary, I'm gonna let you go back to your troop. I appreciate you taking the time out to come and talk to us and let us.
One more thing.
Hey,
Yep.
real quick, I just saw a message come through. Who asked about Scrapple?
That would be the Ranger.
Man, I tell you what, I love me some Scrapple.
How about
so
some
we'll
German
have-
butter cake?
We'll look into it.
You haven't lived until you had butter cake and scrapple, man. I'll tell you.
Well, I'll make a trade with you. I'll try that if you try some hominy.
I'll try it.
Okay, good deal. We can
Okay.
work something out.
There you go.
All right, awesome. So thank you, Gary, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, thank you, everybody. Look forward to seeing everybody, meeting everybody. Thank you.
All right, good night. All right, so that
Night.
is the new kitchen manager. We are very excited. Oh, could you go back to the previous slide, Ryan? So yeah, so we are just super excited to have him. He is going to bring his expertise, and I think we're going to have a lot of good food this summer. All right, so finally, before we get into the question and answer program, so we have our program guide. And again, that's available everywhere. That has all the answers to everything in it. So you should always refer to that looking for anything. Make sure that you have your updated contact information like we talked about. We want to make sure we're emailing all the right people. Camp promotion visits. So they didn't happen during our COVID shutdown, but we are willing, if your group would like to get excited about summer camp, we can either, and this is depending on, this whole crew is in college, spread all over the state, but we could get a couple of people together to come out to do a visit. We are willing to make it happen. We could visit your unit via Zoom and answer all their questions and get them excited that way. So there's definitely ways we can get your scouts excited about camp. So just email me if you're interested in having that done. So OA elections. Don't forget to request your OA elections. So during the summer, we have OA Day, and that's on Tuesdays, and we'll be having our call out ceremony. And so that's when new members get called out to head on to do their ordeal. And don't forget, they can't do it without the election. So get your election scheduled. And for any out of council units, we can coordinate with the different OA lodges, and your scouts can be called out as well if you'd like to do that. So that just takes a little bit of pre-planning, but it can definitely be done. And so I'm proud to say that we have nearly all our staff complete. So we are in, it's awesome. We have a great staff, but we need nurses. I cannot stress to you, and I know the nursing need is great everywhere. I would like to appeal to the units. If you have RNs or LPNs in your group, if you could talk them into coming to camp, I would be willing. I will give their scout a free week of camp, or they can get paid, either way. So, you know, we had one unit give us a nurse, and she, you know, we gave her a free scout. And we want to honor that, you know, this year. It's really important. And if you can only do it for a week, you know, we would love to have a nurse for the whole summer, but we will take nurses on a week-to-week basis. If you know somebody that's interested, they do not have to spend the night. We have EMTs that I've already hired, and they're going to be on call all through the evening. So if they came in for breakfast and stayed through dinner, that would be great. And if we can get them all, there's going to be a training in June where we will go over everything about how to be a camp nurse, how to administer meds, run the health lodge. So there will be some training beforehand. So, so yeah, so think about anybody that could come and help us. It would be great. Even if you know people that can just come for a Sunday and help with check-in, we'd appreciate that. So those are a few of our housekeeping items. So, all right. Let's go back. Next slide, Ryan. So I believe we have come to the question and answer section of our program. So, all right. So who's going to start reading them?
I will start reading them.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is for Kelly. It says, does the $100 off the second week apply to Eagle Week?
Yes, it applies to any of the weeks.
Okay. Kelly, you have a bunch of questions. So these next four are also for you. Will there be a sibling discount for multiple scouts coming from the same home?
There will not be. We are not offering a sibling discount, but we encourage you to apply for the campership, and that should help reduce, you know, the fee that you'll have to pay. So, and again, we dropped that application in the chat. So.
Okay, next question. Are weekly photos available from 2021? If so, where?
Yes, so we use the photographer from last year. He's going to come, and Brendan Odom, and he's going to be doing it again this year. So if you email me what you're looking for, I can put you in contact with him, and you should be able to. If you're missing unit photos, we do have a couple in the camp office, but if you're looking to reorder, I can put you in touch with the photographer and get you that as well. So.
Okay, next. What are the requirements for extra adult leaders staying? We have parent volunteers who stay for less than a week. Correct.
So everybody, all the adults staying in camp are going to be registered scouters. They all have to have YPT. And according to the state of Massachusetts and the Oakham Board of Health, everybody has to be CORI'd and SORI'd as well. It's one of the rules for the recreational youth camp guidelines. They treat our camp very specifically. They don't see the Boy Scout program. They're looking at it from a youth camp perspective. So everybody has to be registered and youth protection trained and CORI'd and SORI'd.
Okay. Are we going to need CORI checks for our week at camp?
Yes, every adult volunteer on the property is going to have to submit a CORI SORI form.
Okay, next three questions are for Ian. Ian, you there?
I'm here.
Cool. As unit leaders, are we going to be able to purchase our own merit badges, rank advancements, and awards from the trading post?
I'm gonna say no with that one. We did carry them in the past, but I don't think we're gonna be carrying too much like traditional scout shop merch, aside from probably a couple Class A's and a couple things of that nature. But Kelly can correct me if I'm wrong, but the council scout shop will carry merit badges someone wants them for a particular time.
So we do. So right now, the Heart of New England Council has a very small store, and it's all it's pre-order only, and it's just advancements. So since the Lancaster Scout Shop closed, we just have a very small inventory, and we need them to be pre-ordered. So unfortunately, we won't be offering that. That really won't be available through the council office either. So I'm sorry to report that.
Okay, next question. Will it be possible to customize the shirts through Class B to add unit numbers?
Yes, it is going to be possible. The website should be live in the next couple weeks. It's definitely one of my goals to have customizable options for each troop.
Okay, and will worms be available for summer fishing?
That's definitely been a issue in the past. I remember like during camp, like going out to buy worms at Walmart. I can write down for myself and attempt to stock up on worms prior to camp, but they do go fast. So there'll definitely be a supply of worms, but if like Thursday or Friday rolls around and there's no worms, I think they're done for the week.
So we try to stock up on them, but you know, they do fly off the shelf. So we're going to do our best to stock them for you.
All right, the next three questions are for Cam. First one, when does the merit badge selection need to be in by?
So for merit badge selection, that is going to be done on the Google form along with the roster. So that can be sent in anytime from now until the start of your week. However, logistically speaking, we'd like them beforehand so we can start planning. But we know that it's hard to get all of that in. So it can be sent in up till the upcoming days, till the start of the week.
The sooner the better, though. Sooner the better.
All right, next question. Are we going to continue using blue cards for merit badges?
So this year we will be using blue cards. We will have them in the areas for the scouts, but unit leaders are welcome to supply their own and have them ready to go and filled out if they so choose.
And last question for Cam. Is there a way to complete merit badge prereqs prior to camp in order to have the scout leave the week with a completed merit badge?
Yes. So on the merit badge schedule, when I was making that, I added in the prereqs on the side so that scouts would be able to complete those beforehand. All they'll need to do is bring a signed form from either the unit leader or a parent saying that they did in fact complete that requirement and bring that to the merit badge instructor so that they can sign off on that requirement.
All right, next question for Kelly. Could a doctor help as a nurse during check-in?
Oh my goodness, yes. Absolutely.
Cool.
We need to have a doctor on the site. Sure. Yes, absolutely.
Next question, will we be able to provide our own Cracker Barrels?
So there is no cooking in the sites, but yes, you can bring snacks because your scouts are going to bring snacks. You know, we all know they bring their little boxes and their plastic containers and they store them in the bear box. But all the cooking really should be done from the camp. And we do offer snacks throughout the evening and through the trading post as well.
Okay, next. Do you have to be a nurse or doctor to help with medical form check-ins?
No, you do not. We just need a good set of eyes who pays attention to detail. And we would love to have volunteers on Sunday or even before, if they're close to Treasure Valley, to come and look at the forms. So no.
Yeah, my dad's a financial specialist and has nothing to do with the medical field, and he was helping out with the med forms too. So anyone can do it.
Thanks, Ryan.
Next question, are COVID vaccines required?
They are not required, but strongly recommended.
Okay. What is the second requirement along with YPT?
Oh, so I did see that question pop up. So the state of Massachusetts requires a query check and a SORI. So it's the criminal offender and the sex offender. So it's a one-page form, and I will be sending it out to all the camp contacts. And it's basically you're signing your name and your address. It's one quick form, and then it gets turned back to us, and our registrar will run it through the system to make sure that it's an all clear. And I know and I understand that unit leaders are registered, and they've done all this in the other councils, but the state of Massachusetts needs an actual hard copy of that documentation. So it is going to give that extra step. So, but it's very quick and very easy. So, and if any unit leaders who are new to Treasure Valley, feel free to email me and we can talk about this more at length after, and I can fill you in on everything.
Next question, can adults come and go during the week, or can they stay? Or do they have to stay?
Nope. So you need to have your 2 adults in camp at all times, but adults can come and go. They just need to sign in at the camp office. It's really important. That's at the McGee Lodge. That's down the hill past the farmhouse. Everybody coming in needs to sign in. But yes, you can have, and you'll see on our roster, there's a place where you can put when times that your unit leaders will be in camp. So you can make sure you have coverage for all the days.
Next question for Cam. Will BSI be split again this year? Scout and Tenderfoot in the morning and second class and first class in the afternoon.
So the BSI program is being altered this year in order to provide a more hands-on and theme-based program. I'm currently working with the BSI staff to finalize the different aspects of that program. So that will be sent out as soon as possible in order to let all of the unit leaders and first year scouts know about that.
Okay, next question. If we are already Corey or SORI checked with Hardin New England, are we good to go?
Yes. Well, you know, and I refer to this, so yes, it is. I have it. It would honestly, it will take you a very short time just to complete the Corey and SORI, because Lori is going to have to go in, our registrar, and then to pull up everything. It's actually easier for her to run them all again and submit a report to me. So if everyone wouldn't mind doing that, I know you've already done it. It's just it'll make it easier for our registrar in the end to help with that.
I believe that's it. Unless anybody has any other questions, throw them in the chat right now or say something.
Let's see.
Yes, coffee will be delivered to campsites in the morning by Ryan and I.
And I want to say, you know, one more thing before we leave. So we are completely accessible to all of you. We know you're going to go through your program guide and you're going to have questions. Please email me with any questions. Don't wonder about anything. I want to keep the line of communication open. And I understand that it's difficult. We do require a lot of our unit leaders to be in camp with the paperwork. But it's just something that we have to do. And again, our goal is to make it as easy as we can for you. And now this year, we're way ahead of the game. I mean, last year at this time, we didn't even know if we were running camp or we were going to have tests and COVID tests and everything like that. So, you know, we're looking forward to we anticipate no COVID protocols, which is excellent. We actually did a really great job last year. With COVID, we managed to get off scot-free. So yeah, so that's it. Does anyone else have any final questions?
I have something to add. An important thing that Scoutmasters, we've used this in the past, the remind system. I suggest everyone go and join that because during camp, things may change. Like if there's a thunderstorm, we may close evening program or shut down our program for the night, and we can update you and text you the latest and important alerts or information. So it is on the app. So if everyone has or anyone needs the link to that, just let me know. I can send it. But yeah.
Yep, this year, everything about Remind for those new to camp, we use that app to communicate with you instantaneously, and how to join is all in the leader's guide already. So. Yes, like if it rains for many hours, Rob. Yes, for anyone that joined us last summer, it was the never-ending summer of rain. I've never seen so much rain, but you know what? Maybe this summer we'll have a little less rain, but regardless, our program gets run one way or another, and we still give it our all. So yeah, so we're really excited. I can't tell you how excited we are. We're looking forward to working with all of you again, you know, and meeting all kinds of new people. So.
Also, a big thing that we're working on right now is a Jumbotron in the amphitheater. I'm not going to say any more about that. You guys will find out when you guys walk in for the first time. So it's going to be really cool.
Thank you for taking the time out of your night to join us. And we are so excited for the summer. And I can't wait to see you all.
All right, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you.